Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Izz Haziq, Zainol Rizal. I'm from class J4EC1104A1, and today I'm going to present about subject, project and construction management for ECM367, and the topic is about personal protective equipment (PPE) that will be used, that commonly used in construction sector or construction site. So we go to the introduction. Construction sector is one of the most important sector to lead the national development. Construction sector also focuses on constructing structures and buildings across the country, such as bridges, hospitals, skyscrapers, highways, and many more. However, construction sector also involves with a huge risk. This is where personal protective equipment (PPE) was introduced. So why PPE is introduced to the workers? Because PPE helps to prevent workers at the construction site from getting injuries. And also, there's lots of different types of PPE in the market nowadays, and different type of PPE will serve for different purposes at the construction site. And it is also important to choose the correct and suitable PPE for the scope of job. PPE acts as a last defense line for the workers to protect themselves in any emergency situation. So let's look at the first PPE. Okay, safety boots. So what is safety boots? Safety boots are shoes that made with a protective reinforcement at the front to make them more durable than normal boots. Here I have an example of a safety boots. So this is like the more fashionable safety boots, but it also serve the same purpose. It also has a layer that will protect our toes, and also it has a thick soles. So safety boots also helps to protect the toes from any falling objects or compression at the construction site. Safety boots also help to protect the feet from dangerous and sharp materials. Safety boots also important to protect the feet, which is a crucial part of human body that we use every day. Other than that, safety boots are one of the most equipments that are mandatory to be worn before entering the construction site by all workers. Next is ear protection. There's ear protection. There's three types of ear protection. First, ear muff. Ear muff is the small. If you can see on the screen, the green color. Ear muffs is the red one, like a headphone. It covers the whole ear. And earplugs is the green one. It is inserted into the ear canal. And semi-inserts, it only covers the entrance of the ear canal. So the ear protection must be worn by workers that are exposed to extreme noise and loud environment. For example, dealing with heavy machines or equipment, like welding. We must wear ear protection during welding. And also the purpose for wearing ear protection is to reduce the noise, energy, reaching and causing damage to the inner ear. Other than that, it is to prevent suffering hearing loss, because the noise is too loud. It can make workers to suffer from hearing loss. So next is safety helmet. Safety helmet, I think, is the most common safety equipment in construction site. At the construction site, there's a high chance to happen head injuries to anyone, as materials or equipment may drop from a higher floor. Safety helmets also can reduce the injury to be fatal, thus save lives of the workers. Here I also have an example of a safety helmet. So as you can see, it has a guard here and also a strap. Different colors will indicate different rank in the construction site. So safety helmets also prevent direct contact with the head during the incident. So let's say there's any materials that fall, it will hit the safety helmet first. Safety helmet is mandatory to be worn by all workers before entering the construction site. Next is safety vest. Just like I have an example of safety vest here. As you can see, it has a reflector here to increase the visibility. So safety vest is worn by workers that works in a place that have low visibility or bad weather. Safety vests also cannot reduce injury to the body, but it can prevent accident from happening. A reflective safety vest is worn so that the workers will be easily detected and can avoid colliding with other vehicles or workers. For example, during working at night time, where there is lamp but low visibility, so the function of safety vest is that so the workers around can easily detect each other. Protective gloves. Protective gloves are also mainly worn to protect the workers' hands. Protective gloves can be made from various types of materials according to the suitability at the construction site. Some made from rubber, some made from clothes, and many more, according to the suitability and the scope of job. Protective gloves must be selected on the basis of the hazards involved, and it protects workers' hands from infection and contamination and during handling the machines. Next is respiratory protective equipment. RPE is also used at construction site. Even though RPE is not often used as other protective equipment, it is also important as it prevents the worker from inhaling hazardous materials at the construction site. RPE may be used during working with large amounts of welding, grinders, cutter, and dust or powder. The function of RPE is to filter the contaminated air before it is breathed in. Next is face shields. Face shields are used to protect the entire face from any flying objects such as fragments at the construction site. Face shields also can act as a second layer protection from spark, from welding to strike the eye of the workers. So you must have seen welding worker, they wear a face shield to protect their face from the spark. Face shields also can protect the worker's face from chemical splash and sprays. Face shields are also worn during working on welding or cutting, like I have explained just now. So next is fall protection equipment. This is one during working on elevated surfaces that are 6 feet high or above in a construction setting. So fall arresting system, which includes lifelines and body harness, are often used when fall hazards cannot be controlled by railings. FPE can prevent a worker from falling from a high structure. FPE can also arrest the fall workers without causing any external or internal injuries. Safety glasses. Safety glasses or goggles is used by construction workers that have a potential and risk to be injured by hazard. For example, machine operators, barbender, and welder. So here I also have an example of safety glasses. You can see here. Safety glasses also worn to protect the eyes from dust at the construction site. It can provide clearer view for the workers to do their work comfortably. Protective suit is worn by construction workers to protect their skin and sharp materials and chemicals. This is also often used in construction sector because it is easy to wear and comfortable to do work because as you can see in the picture, it is in one piece. So it is easy to wear and easy to take off. There's also a reflector, as you can see there, on the wrist, on the suit to increase the visibility of the workers. So next we move on to hazard situation. So what is hazard situation? Hazard is a situation or object that has a potential to cause harm and injury to the people or environment, whether it is in open area or closed area or construction area or maybe laboratory. It can be anywhere. Even in our room also have hazard situation. Safety hazards exist in every workplace. Some are easy to identify and solve, while some require a protective gear to solve the problem. For example, in a lab where there's a chemical spill, we cannot just go and rub it off. We must use a special protector to protect ourselves because the chemicals can burn our skin. Workers must be prepared to handle all hazard situations at the construction site. This is why workers are sent to training and briefing for the hazard situation to make sure that everyone is safe during working. So the first hazard situation is electricity. Other than dealing with materials such as brick and concrete, construction workers also can be involved with electric currents when installing the electricity. The workers must be equipped with PPE such as safety gloves that can prevent the workers from experiencing electric shock due to the high current. So as you can see in the picture, the workers are wearing PPE safety gloves because to protect their hands from the electric shock. Not just electricians are exposed to the risk, construction workers also often dealing with underground cables and working close to the power grid. Because sometimes when we deal with, for example, piling, we need to drill and dug a hole, gali the ground, so that there is underground cables also. That's why the construction workers also exposed to this electricity. So the next one is falls in construction site. Construction often deals with high environment, whether inside or outside the buildings. This will increase the risk of the workers to fall from a high place during working. Even though stairs and scaffolders provide a little stability for the worker, external factors such as windy weather often trap the worker in unwanted situation. Workers must wear fall protection equipment to reduce the risk, thus saving their own lives. As you can see, in construction site, some workers use scaffolding or stairs to make sure that they are stable during doing their job. But for extra protection, they must wear the fall protection equipment that have like a cable that attached to them, so that if, let's say, they fall, the cable will can reduce the injury risk. Next is being struck by objects. This is like the most common and often happen situations in construction environment. Construction site is a busy environment with people and machines moving around non-stop. Thus, this will increase the risk of the workers being struck by machines or materials. All workers must wear safety helmets before entering the construction site. So this is one of the main reasons why workers must wear their safety helmets before entering the construction site. Because in construction site, there's a lot of machines and vehicles moving around, such as crane. For example, crane, they are moving material from one place to another. They can't 100% see what is their environment. So the other workers should alert themselves by wearing safety helmets as a protection in case there is any flying objects. So for the conclusion, PPE or personal protective equipment is an important layer of protections that must be worn by construction workers at the site. A simple gear or clothes can save a lot of lives if being taken care properly. Lots of people still neglect to spend their money on PPE because they think it is a waste of money. But they don't know that this simple piece of equipment can save their lives. People and workers should realize PPE is an important aspect of safety in the construction sector. I think that's all from me. Thank you for listening.